Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to go over the developer livestream of March 27. Instead of going through the whole video and commenting on the different topics, I think it makes more sense to go through the translated content that was uploaded to my Discord server. And for that I have to thank quite a few people. I have to thank Creampuffs for taking the slides and translating them and then uploading them on my Discord, and also taking the comments of a guy on that live stream that's called AKFDPO2 that was translating all that the developers were saying directly there in the comments, and Creampuffs took a screenshot of that and uploaded it on my Discord server. So again, thanks to both of them. I also have to thank Arthur that we see here on the screen for taking all of those screenshots and uploading them in a different section of my Discord so that they're all together without any comments in between, and they are a lot easier to access. So again, thank you for Arthur as well. I also have to thank BB Nick and Archer Q for uploading some more screenshots and translations. So thank you guys. And a final thanks to Reve as well, because he also uploaded a very compact written summary of the live stream, and we're also going to have a quick look at that as well in this video. So thank you all guys, and I would say that now we can get started with the actual content. So this is just a quick agenda of what they talked about. So they're going to share the complaints that they received, then talk about how they're going to improve it and how long it will take, more or less. Then there is also a Q&A session. So that's more or less their planning, and we're going to see again the translated slides and all the different comments. So for the first part, they're going to discuss about three major topics. The first one is compensation, but I think it's better translated as rewards. Then we have the character acquisition and the growth of the different systems. So those are the three macro topics, and now we're going to see which kind of feedback they received. For the compensation and rewards, obviously the rewards from hard mode kind of suck, actually really suck, so they have to improve them, and they acknowledge that. We also have the new content and events that were kind of lacking, especially I will say the change from the story event to the Emily talk. That one, it's absolute dog shit. We lost a lot of rewards with that, so I hope they're going to again address that issue and make it better. We'll see. And yeah, in general, all of these rewards we're getting is not enough to meet the growth requirements that we have or that we would like to have, I think, because also at a certain point is more like a feeling than an actual issue with the game, I feel. Like if we keep on asking for too many things, then we're going to burn through the content way too quickly. But still, I think it's fair because some of the events are really not even worth doing at a certain point with the small amount of rewards they do. So definitely there is a need for an increase, but we should also be careful not to ask for too much, because at a certain point it just makes the game kind of unbalanced, if you get what I mean. But yeah, definitely as it is right now, it sucks. So they have to address it. So the first additional issue that they received as feedback is that it's really difficult to progress with the rewards that we obtain, and also to proper build a character lineup, which makes stagnation occur. So we're going to be stuck in a certain stage or floor for a very long time because we don't have the resources to improve our account, be it the ignition weapon mats, revolution mats, growth materials, or just in general not have enough characters to allow us a easier climb, let's say. And also the daily growth rate of the like Shinsu links is very slow, so all the AFK loot we get seems not to be enough to sustain a steady growth of our links that would also help overcoming this stagnation. So that's also an additional point. And the last one, I don't know exactly what they meant, is like players don't have a feeling of reaching what they feel like they should be reaching. So I'm expecting to be able to reach a certain target, but I cannot do it in time, and I feel disappointed, or well, in the time that I thought. Because I mean, at the end of the day, this game is PvE entirely, unless you are a whale. This game is only PvE, so there is no one rushing you. You can literally just chill. Don't worry about it. It will be fine. It's just, again, a very chill game. Don't let it be too competitive, because that would kind of ruin it at a certain point. But yeah, definitely there is like the progress is not as quick as people are expecting. That's one of the complaints. Now, if we go over the second topic, that is the growth. Also here, they are talking about all the different systems that you have to invest in. So we have the Shinsu links, we have the Tree Essence facility, we have the Origin Orb, we have the Research Lab, and then this one, I think it's the archive at this point, record storage room. Yeah, it should be the archive. And yeah, all of these systems were planned to be long-term investments, and the short-term growth is felt to be slow. That's what people are saying. And also there is the burden of progressing in so many different systems at the same time. And well, I get it. I think that also people are expecting to complete all of these way too quickly. I think day one players are used to it and to the game being slow, because we just like it was really a mess in the past. We had fewer systems, but they were extremely slow. Like Origin Orb took forever to complete. Crescent's facility to unlock the second page, it took forever as well. It was really, really slow. So now, compared to the past, is like way faster, like 100 times faster. It's really, really super quick, and still people feel it's slow. I will say again, don't worry too much. You will get so many resources for all of them. Even though at the beginning it feels a tiny bit slow, don't worry, it will like you will go through it soon enough. So don't worry too much. But yeah, they're also going to address this feeling of it being slow to progress in. So they're probably going to increase just the materials that they're going to give us. And then we have the character point. So for this one, I think it's more about the acquisition of units, because here they're saying the lack of opportunities to build a character pool that can continuously advance. Obviously, if people start now, they miss the family head banners, and they also missed the last collab. The initial two are worthless, so it doesn't matter. But the last one has a max HP percentage unit, and those are units that can indefinitely scale. Regardless of deficit, they're going to deal a fixed amount of damage, which is insane. And the two family heads also have the same mechanic. So if you start now, you don't have access to 3 max HP scaling units, and we only have 5 in the game. The other two that you can obtain are Eden, that everyone should be building, and the other one is Yasracha, is a bit trickier to use, but also a really solid unit. So yeah, definitely there is an issue of people not having the possibility of obtaining certain units. Also, the data tower units, we have High Spear Kunagero, that is absolutely amazing, and Spear Bearer Anak, that is also really good. So if you don't have those, you're going to feel a bit more like you're going to have a lot more issues progressing. So that's what I think they meant in this slide. So not everyone has the same possibility of getting a good roster of units. And they also mentioned that opportunities should be provided as rewards through play. So when you play, you're going to get rewards to then build some characters. That's what people are kind of asking. And I think it makes sense. Now, how they plan to improve it? For the compensation part, that is the root of all problems, let's say, they are going to try and move from insufficient compensation to appropriate compensation. They want to make you feel like you're progressing every single update. So whenever there is an update, they will try to address a different issue. We're going to see in the next slide maybe more information on that. And they also want to rebalance all the regular content rewards. So all the content that you do every single day, they want to improve what you get out of it, which makes sense. I hope it is an improvement. Here they say rebalance. So maybe they could also lower some, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I definitely hope the overall rewards are going to be increased by quite a few levels, but we'll see. And they also mentioned a new compensation or a new reward for the hard mode clears. Starting from floor 50, we're going to get an hard mode token. And this one should also give you a continuous supply as you progress through hard mode. I don't know if then they're going to make it in the AFK loot. It's not clear to me with this translated sentence. I really have no idea if they mean that, but okay. And this token will allow you to exchange for some different rewards in an exchange shop every single update. So there is going to be a limit every update. and you can exchange your tokens for some rewards. Again, we'll see how they manage that. It could be really good, or it could be just trash. We'll see. And here there is an additional screenshot on this. So this is the regular content that we're mentioning. So the Guardian trial, adventure, the trial area, hard mode, PvP, the bosses, etc., etc. And they're going to rebalance all of that. And in the hard mode, they already mentioned this hard mode token that they're going to have an exchange shop for. And every update, there is going to be a new companion and also an event that will allow you to summon previous teammates. So that's going to be interesting. And also here we see in the update exchange, with this armored token, we can also get summons for older units, which is going to be massive if they do it right. If they do it in the wrong way, it could suck. But having a certain amount of summons every single patch to go for older units is a really good thing in my opinion. So I really like that change. And now here we have again some translations from AKFDPO2. And here it says that, like the developer said, this will be linked to actual consumption and provide the necessary sense of forward progress. Okay, we'll see. And additionally, through hard mode tokens, players will be able to earn designated rewards at each update. And through those event system and this event exchange with the hard mode tokens, we can get summoning tickets up to 200 per update, it seems, which is really a lot, depending on, again, the rates of the banner, but it's a really good amount, I think. And then we see here also sort of a way they plan on doing this. So if you are just starting, this early day is just a new player, you have the welcome summon, okay. And then always available for everyone, we have the normal banner and the black market, okay, they both are kind of whatever. And then every update, we're going to have a new banner for the new units. Then we're going to have these new banners for summon existing companions, so the ones that were already released. And then we also have new companion data tower. Now this one, I don't know if it's just a rerun every single update of a previous data tower unit. That would be amazing, but probably that's not gonna happen because that's a lot of free summons. Or if this is just going to be a slot for additional data tower things. And we're going to see in the following slides that it's not necessarily only units. They are planning also to release skins, it seems, with this new mode. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. And then also some additional events that will allow you to very quickly max a unit. And those are the non-stop summoning. And these are only going to happen during basically anniversary events from what they said. They could be a bit more frequent, but it seems like they're going to limit them to just twice a year. So for the half anniversary and for the anniversary. Still quite okay if they manage this part here the right way. And yeah, if you're familiar with the Gentleman Summon event within March, it should feel similar. So we're going to have a 100 PT banner, and they're going to give us 200 summons. So that's 2 copies of a past unit, plus whatever you get by summoning, which is, if you ask me, pretty good. I think this is pretty generous and is going to help a lot of units. A lot of people. Really good. Therefore, in this upcoming update, we aim to ensure that both new and existing characters are available through summoning, giving players a chance to strengthen their roster and make the adventure whatever. So really good that they're going to, again, provide these additional ways of obtaining units. I think this is a really appreciated update. And then here we have some more information on this new summon existing companion theme. They again mention it's going to be similar to the Valentine and White Day summons, so the lady and the gentleman banners. And you're going to we're going to get these basically every update. Hopefully, we'll see if that's actually going to be the same. It's probably not going to be these exact same banners. Like they're going to follow the same structure, probably with a very low rate on the selected unit, and then you also get a random SSR shard and a random SSR plus shard. We'll see, but definitely a nice format if you ask me. And you can get these summon tickets by getting the hard mode tokens and via events. This is going to be pretty good. You're going to get, we're going to get continuous summoning opportunities, and they're going to periodically update the lineup available in these summons. So it's not going to be like, oh, a unit was released 2 months ago, is still not included. No, probably a unit from 2 months ago will be included in these banners as well. I think they're not going to include the most recent ones, maybe the last two updates not, but I think from 3 updates before to like 2 months before, they should include them in this kind of banner. So that's going to be a really good addition. Yeah, that's more or less what they said in the slide. They also mentioned, again, the data tower point. And this is where we're going to get different variants of existing characters. And they're going to be also extending this to the SSR plus units, which is really interesting. And they're also going to make it so we're not only going to obtain new characters, but also costumes. So maybe one update we're going to get a new playboy unit, maybe another update we're just going to get a costume for a unit we already have. So that could be really, really good. And they also meant this as a way to provide additional strong companion, probably emphasis on strong, let's hope so, to make your like different teams a lot stronger. This is going to be good because if they keep the same, like if they're also going to add again the SSR plus units, and they give us 11 free copies through like playing the data tower, that would be massive. That would be a lot for free-to-play players, and it would really be a nice addition. I think this would be massive, but we have no confirmed information on how this is actually going to look like. Hopefully it's good, but I wouldn't keep my hopes too high because you might end up being disappointed. But overall, these ideas I feel like are really good. And they also mentioned that you can use the normal summon tickets for this special summoning. That's what it seems. We'll see if that's the case, but yeah, definitely there is really good potential if you can use the normal tickets on SSR Plus units. So we'll see. And here they said the biggest change this time is that the space where you could acquire SSR grade teammates will now allow you to obtain SSR Plus, as we just mentioned. And then they also mentioned that I felt that players who need better support characters should have access to solid SSR Plus characters. So yeah, hopefully we're also going to get some nice supports in there, other than just maybe DPS, etc. The old Data Tower dungeon structure was set up to reward players with more characters and higher adventure stages, but it felt a bit forced. With improvement, we now have a stage-based system where players clear areas in sequence, and the difficulty gradually increases. Okay, so that's different from what we had in the past. Before, we could just straight up go to the level 5, clear it, and we would get the maximum amount of rewards. Now it's more like a floor, so you have different chapters, you clear one, then you go to the next, the next, the next, and then you get all the rewards if you can clear all of it. I think it's fair, but we'll see exactly how they're going to implement it. And then they also mentioned the is not limited to black market tickets. You can also change, you can also charge tickets. I don't know, change tickets and use a dedicated summon space to obtain them. Okay. They also added an XSR Plus ranking. This is just the same as SSR Plus units, but it's going to be dedicated to the data tower units to distinguish them and just to make like they will have the same investment level of an SSR Plus, so the same revolution structure, but they will just have a different rarity to make it clear they're not the standard SSR Plus, they're a data tower version. And then here we have an additional screenshot where we see an Adventurer Zahard, which should be a skin from what I can see here. This should be a Data Zahard costume that is going to be available in the Data Tower. I could be wrong. This could be a unit. I'm not sure. But I think also as a costume, this would be pretty cool. This is quite good looking. And if it is a unit, I don't know if they're going to keep most of the base kit and only add some tweaks to it, or what they're planning, or if maybe it's the exact base kit, or maybe they change Revolution. I don't know what they could do with this system. There is a lot of potential, a lot of different options they could go for. I don't know what's going to happen. But definitely I like this change. I think it's really good. And then here we also have additional information on this. So the goal to providing all of this growth system is that every 2 weeks you're going to get a different amount of growth resources based on the theme of that update. So they're going to go from ignition weapons materials to lab. I think this is the research lab mats, so data shards, to the tree essence materials, to the Shinsu link materials. And this seems to be applied in a sort of rotation. And I think they asked for like in a survey what the people preferred. I think the first one is going to be Shinsu links. So on the next update, or maybe April 23rd, I don't know, there is a roadmap later we're going to see there. But starting from when they implement this update, we're going to get additional rewards on the given topic. And then after the next 2 weeks, so over the next update, we're going to get the next one, then the next one, then the next one in sort of a rotation. I think this is a really good way to slowly push you in different systems one at a time, providing a good supply of resources, but again, not all together, one at a time. I think it's a good implementation, so I kind of like it. And then they said that during the event period where you get these rewards, you will have some sort of events. And you can also get card packs as content. I don't know what they mean by that. Maybe there are some comments later, we'll see. And you also get tickets for the previous banners that I mentioned. And they also grants the benefit of a record storage room upon completion. So also archive improvements when you do some events. Some way, probably it's a title or a background. And that's what they mean with the archive room benefit. And upon completion, you can even use your own chat emoticon. So probably when you invest on the unit of that update, you're going to also get their own emoji. If you don't, you're not. I don't know, that's kind of weird, but it doesn't matter, it's just useless. And here, that's what the sort of information on this slide. The system they're preparing is focusing on one specific goal within 2 weeks of the update. And the idea is to create a sense of purpose by narrowing down the growth elements during each period. So they're saying, okay, now these 2 weeks you focus more on the Shinsu links. Now these 2 weeks you focus more on the Trieste facility, etc., etc. I think it's a good choice and it's fine. So here, this is the survey I mentioned, and most of the people voted for the Shinsu links. And with the 2 week cycle, we'll ensure that you can enjoy the new character campaign to the fullest and not just for a day or two. Okay, we'll see what they mean by that. And next, they are also tackling a big issue that regulars have been giving a lot of feedback on, and that is how to help new players successfully settle in and enjoy the game. Okay, so this is the additional stuff they're going to do for new players. And this is going to be massive, guys. So let's have a quick read on what that is. So in this slide, we see there is a new system for new players that is going to guide you through some different points of the game, like also team formation missions and the team member growth missions. What should you raise and what should you do? They're trying to go and explain to you also the answer to those questions. If you feel overwhelmed, they will try to guide you to through what you should be doing. And they will do that for the first 40. I don't know if they mean levels as in floors or levels as in account level, but I believe it is for the first 40 floors, which is pretty massive. And they're going to provide you with a really good amount of growth materials and units, which is massive. Like if you start now with all the things they're giving you with the non-stop stuff, it's really going to be massive. And then they're also planning, if you didn't join when the family heads were available, they're also going to give you access to those summons, like if you're a new player, which is absolutely massive, guys. If you start now and you can get this, it's amazing. This is also going to apply in theory to all the people that have not experienced the banner. So if you started after the Gustang banner was over, then you're also going to take advantage from this new system. And this is going to be really, really good, guys. They are really generous towards new players and not so much towards existing players. But okay, that's another topic. So they're doing that because we're going to have a collab on April 9, and this is going to be introduced on April 9, which is very, very soon, guys. So amazing. And all the new players that are going to start with the collab, they're going to enjoy this, which is massive. They're also going to adjust the release of the multi-deck battles. So before, we got to 2 teams at floor 16, 3 teams at floor 21, and then 4 teams at floor 31. And we had to wait up until floor 101 for 5 teams. Now they're going to change this, and you're going to get to 2 decks, so 2 teams at floor 21, 3 at floor 51, and 4 at floor 71. That's 40 floors more before you get to 4 teams. This is absolutely insane. And the 5 team remain the same, which I think makes sense. This is just insane, guys. New players will progress like crazy. And no more annoying floor 30 with a lot of different Urex. No way you can just enjoy running your Eden and a potential second unit, and you're good for like 50 floors. This is just insane. Really great, guys. This change for new players is massive. For existing ones, I'm sorry, guys, we suffered, but it's fine, I guess. And again, here they mention the special guide missions that is going to guide you through the most efficient progression path through the different aspects of the game. Okay. And okay, here they mentioned the result of the poll that I did during the live stream. So the Shinsu links, fine. And then they also mention how they're going to implement what we discussed so far. So the timeline, we're going to see that in a second. And in the immediate future, they're going to apply what we just saw about the new special guide for new players. Really good. And then most of the stuff is going to be applied on April 23rd. And let's have a look at what the actual timeline looks like. So we have here the special guide mission, and also the astronomical clock. This is the astrolabe system. They're going to expand it. I think it makes sense. I don't know by how much they're going to extend it, but definitely it's a good addition. And I have a lot of different rewards or gear that is just piling up, and I'm happy I can finally use it again. But okay, this is not really going to apply to a lot of units. This is based on dupes. So if you have very few units duped up, you will not have reached the max level anytime soon. But okay. Then on April 23rd, they're going to rebalance all the different content for the mode that we have now. They are going to introduce the token system for hard mode. They're also going to apply the data tower system that they mentioned, and also all the different changes we just saw, and the existing themed summoning system. Cool. Then on May 21st, Combined Fleet Warfare. This is the Alliance Fleet Expedition, whatever it was called. Fine, whatever, I don't really care. And then they're also going to apply some ignition weapon improvement functions. I think this was also based on like the re-rolling of some stats or a way to get better rolls on the pieces, I think. But we'll see if that's actually going to be the case. This is June 18, quite far away. And separate inf, what is that? I have no idea, guys. Some more stuff, but we'll see later. And they're going to provide us with more information in May. Okay. And all of the things we just saw, they're going to try and implement on April 23rd. And they're going to have a follow-up live broadcast on April 28th to see the feedback on the new additions. Fine. So yeah, all of that is going to be by April 23rd. Then there is the follow-up live stream we just mentioned. And okay. Then implementing Alliance Battle on the 21st of May, fine. Data Tower revamp is on the 23rd as well. And they said they're going to listen to our feedback and try to provide a better gaming experience, okay, as usual. And there's been a lot of feedback and criticism. They accept it, fine. And then they are going to share some more information on new units. Well, actually only one. And we have Alphine, how the hell she's called, I don't know exactly how to pronounce that name. She was the assistant of Kaiser. So she's one of the 10 bosses in the Name Hunt Station. Really good. Obviously, the design in the manual was a bit weird, not really that great, but I think the new model is absolutely great. She's been buffed quite a bit, but that's okay. And she's actually being released as an SSR Plus unit for some reason. Don't ask me why. I would have never given her that rank, but it is what it is. And they also mentioned, let me see, there's also a costume, okay. Now there is more information on what she's going to do. She's going to be a blue element support that uses the Shadow Fox to protect allies and cause damage lost to enemies. I don't know what that is. Probably is damage reduction, so the enemies are going to deal less damage, and she's going to protect allies. So it seems like she's more focused on survivability than utility. We'll see. And she's designed as a support to Kaiser. This could be interesting to bring Kaiser back into the meta. We'll see what happens. But it could be an interesting addition if you are one of those people that maxed Kaiser in the past, and now she's kind of, well, whatever as a unit. Maybe Alphine can actually bring her back to the meta. We'll see. Then what else do we have? Please rework old characters. What else? Yes, we will work on rebalancing these old characters too. They are also mentioned they will try not to nerf bosses in a short span of time. Maybe it's also buff bosses because they were like increased quite a bit in terms of survivability. But we'll see. We'll see what they meant by that. Also, no plans on expanding the origin orb. That's kind of okay, but it would be nice to have a part 3 of the origin orb as well. They also promise they will increase the rewards from the exchange shop. Good, because the Emily talk was really trash. Seems like they're just explaining why they will do all those things that they mentioned. Okay, fine. They're not planning on increasing rewards for adventure. However, their rewards are taking other aspects into account and will also affect the balance of the game. Fuck them. I mean, it's really not affecting anything if you just apply a retroactive increase of how many black market tickets you give per clear. 20 per floor is insulting after floor 101. And I think it should be like maybe 25, 30 after floor 31, and then take it to 40 after floor 101, something like that. It would be pretty solid, but they will never do it. We'll see. And those were basically all the points. Let me also go over the summary posted by Reve that we have here that tried to summarize all the different points as well. So for the growth elements and weekly update, there is the 2-week cycle we just saw, also the Shinsu link. They're going to go through all of these one by one, okay. Game balancing, they're going to try to, again, slow down the multi-deck setups because of low SSR Plus availability at the beginning, and that's what we saw also when they slowed it down. Character expansion and communicate and customization. They also mention some emotions and stuff with some cards, okay. They want to expand the number of teammates and also like that you can obtain and the one you have in the roster, okay, fine. All the data tower will be re-released for those who missed them, so they're going to rerun Ice Spear Kunagera and Spear Baranak if you missed them, pretty good. And what else? Then there are the content they're going to release, so again, the special guide mission, the reward increases, and the different summon banners with more rewards, fine. Then they will try to be more transparent in the future and they understand the frustration of the community, that's good. The new Po Bia Alphine, whatever. I think that's the same stuff. Adventure difficulty expansion. Adjustment to adventure difficulty and expansion zone speed. This is again what we saw about how quickly you get to different, like to multi-teams. No plans for expansion of the origin orb. And we also have the Emily talk. What else? They will remove the requirements and hopefully also increase their rewards because they really suck. And then we have the breakstone that you obtained after getting to 70,000 points in the story events has been removed. I don't know if they removed these like this high point cost and they're going to give it to everyone every story update, or if they directly removed this. I have no idea. I really don't know, guys. We'll see. And they also will adjust the rewards of the story campaign, maintaining their value. I hope that's actually going to happen, but I don't know. Exchange shops will offer more rewards to balance out the changes. Okay, we'll see. And then what else they mentioned? System will ensure guaranteed SSS acquisition after a certain number of attempts. This is for the Tap Plus, I believe. And then they also mention again the compensation tokens or something. Dynamically balance across different game modes. Okay, again, the reward adjustments. The black market summon tickets remain a key value preserving feature. Okay, I don't know what they mean. The theme summons of the older units. Okay, we already covered that. Other game adjustments, auto battle interruption during level up will be optimized. That's also good, because if you level up while auto battling, it just stops, which makes no sense. They will also increase the supply of the black market tickets, but a free low system is unlikely. I don't know if they just mean we're not going to get an insane increase of black market summon tickets. They still want us to buy some of them every now and then if we really want to max out every single unit, but it will try to give us more, which is good. They will also improve and balance older ignition weapons so that you can use them again, and they will communicate a bit better. So this is overall all they mentioned. I'm sorry if this video ended up being quite long, but I hope that it could be helpful to also see what they're planning on doing. And yeah, I think that in general, they're on the right track. I think these are good changes that will benefit the game. I don't really have anything more to say. If they actually implement them correctly, I think this is going to be pretty massive. Now, what I would have liked to hear is also how they plan to address like the new system. But since they're going to do a new live stream at the end of April, I think it makes sense because the new system should go live in June, if I remember correctly. And yeah, the links should stop at 1500. I don't know if also the enemies will stop at that. We'll know probably in a few updates because they're already reaching that cap. And I don't know what is going to happen to the deficit model that we have now. So if in the long run we will no longer fight a deficit, but there will be some other systems in place. No idea. I would have liked to have more insight on the future direction of the game. But this live stream was already a W. I think they wasted a lot of times in some different points, but the key takeaways are pretty good. And I think the adjustments for new players and the rerun of old units, all of that is good. Also, the 200 potentially free summons every 2 weeks are massive as well, in my opinion. So I really like all of that. We'll see how these are actually going to look like in game. But so far, based on their words, this looks really good. Let me know your thoughts in the comment, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.